Welcome to episode 32, Vanuatu to New Caledonia on Annecam. This is a preview of what's in this episode as we sail from Tanna Island in Vanuatu across to Noumea in New Caledonia. Keep watching for the whole video.
What I really love is going to all the different countries and meeting all the different people.
I like the challenge that comes with sailing, dealing with the weather, navigation, customs and regulations of each nation that we sail to. Mother Nature's own light show. We stood by and watched this thunderstorm so close to where we were anchored on Annecam. It was so intense, it was just amazing to sit and watch the lightning one after the other, mostly over the volcano that was erupting very strongly here on Tanna Island. The next morning we awoke to perfect blue skies as we sailed out of Port Resolution and sailed away from Tanna Island. We say see you later to Vanuatu. See you later to all of the beautiful people we met in Natunu village while we stayed in Wasisi Bay on Tanna Island. Beautiful conditions where we were, but up ahead there is a line of squalls under those clouds. Our track for this passage, we went from Tanna Island in Vanuatu to New Caledonia, stopping in several locations as a ship in transit before we finally cleared in Port Mazel, Noumea, New Caledonia. Annie's looking a little apprehensive as we're watching this rain squall heading our direction. Looks like this is one we are not going to dodge. And it's an absolute lottery what you get out of one of these things. Sometimes it's just heaps of rain, sometimes heaps of rain and wind, or sometimes just heaps of wind, or sometimes absolutely nothing. This one gave us the rain, a slight lift in the wind speed, but the changes in the wind direction while it was passing were the hard thing to deal with. They say every cloud has a silver lining, but this one gave us the perfect rainbow at sea. It also gave us the leftover joggly sea, which made life a little bit on the rock and roll side of nice for quite some time. It also gave us more boat speed that we needed. We were trying to time our arrival in New Caledonia to deal with the reefs just after first light the next morning. Watching another beautiful Pacific Ocean sunset. As we look back, we can see the line of squalls we just passed under. Out here in the beautiful Pacific Ocean, you can almost imagine the hissing sound as the sun sinks slowly below the waves in the west. The next morning, just as the sun was coming up, I put 3 lures out the back of Annecam, and this is the result, one very nice mahi-mahi that was going to keep us in fresh fish for quite some time. Just one of the fillets off that beautiful mahi-mahi. Boneless, skinless, the fillets are ready to be bagged. In the bag, ready to be put in the freezer. It is time to change the courtesy flags. Everywhere we go, every country we clear into, it is a courtesy to fly the flag of that country as we enter. Down comes the flag of Vanuatu. Up goes the courtesy flag for New Caledonia. Up goes our yellow flag, better known as the Q flag. My vessel is healthy and I request free pratique. It's that time again to make the call. Land ho! This is the island of Lifou in New Caledonia. This is the first marina that we have put Annecam in for quite some time. It is the Wet Marina Lifou. And they have these things here too. This one is not going to be any threat to anybody. We take a stroll down Main Street, Hanassi, on the island of Lifou. Outside the one and only supermarket we could find. The next morning we left the Wet Marina Lifou and sailed around to a lovely little anchorage at Duay-Ulu. As we sailed around the north end of the island of Lifou, we came across all of these birds working, obviously, a patch of yellowfin tuna. Our track intersected with this beautiful French-flagged catamaran. We were able to match his speed on a beam reach, but when it came to running towards the wind at 30 degrees, we were 2 knots faster. Good old Annecam flexes her muscles once again. This was our anchorage for the night, just outside the village of Lifou. It's hard to imagine that this video was shot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The seas are flat, the day is sunny, and everything is sweet. We sailed away from the island of Lifou, and our next stop was going to be the island of New Caledonia itself. Fish on, as Annie winds in a beautiful little mackerel. This fish would provide us with 2 very nice meals. Even though we are in the tropics, it is still very cool here in the mornings. We now have Annecam cutter rigged. With the light winds, we're able to gain an average speed of just over 1 knot by running our inner forestay with our small jib. This setup seems to work very well for light air sailing. And light air it was. With sea states like this, it was nothing but the cast iron topsailer which was propelling us forward. Dead calm water inside the lagoon with a backdrop of New Caledonia in the background. This was our first anchorage in New Caledonia, called St. Roch. colours in this landscape reminded us so much of Western Australia from where we come from. We were starting to wonder whether we were in the same lagoon as we were yesterday. The trade winds were setting back in and right on our nose. We stopped at this beautiful little anchorage called Kayukoe to dodge a storm that was heading our way. Don't try and adjust your focus, I can fix that for you. Is that better? The trade winds had really set back in. We had an average wind speed of 25 knots, gusting to 35. It was making hard work to get down to the bottom of the island of New Caledonia. And just as we were rounding the southwest corner of the island, we found two ships, one coming at us and one coming up from behind. We had a little regatta going with this cargo ship. As we rounded the turn, we got a better angle on the wind, and even with only half of our sails up, we were managing speeds up to 11.8 knots. This ship was travelling along at almost the same speed as us. He sped up at the finish to 13 knots just to get past. We finally made it. Here we are, anchored in Port Moselle. Here we are, two happy sailors to finally get our feet onto dry ground after 6 days at sea. We stopped at this cute little restaurant inside the Port Moselle Marina to have our first meal off Annecam in just on 2 weeks.